Is that working? Hey! Alright, it is working. So, hello everyone. This is Kevin, your film critic from iCritic.net. Thank you so much for joining me. So today while we are discussing, let me change the thumbnail so that people who are watching this, I guess I have to wait till later to change the thumbnail, but okay. Anyway, we appreciate you coming here for your MoviePass news and discussion, and today MoviePass did a very big thing. They had a relaunch event. Now, as I mentioned in a previous video, I was not able to watch the live stream. All the things to not be able to live stream would be the MoviePass 2.0 event. That said, we are going to do it live. I don't really know what was discussed, so I can still have a live reaction to this event, even if I didn't watch it live. So that's what we're going to do, and there might be some advantages to doing it, you know, a little after the fact. I don't know what that would be yet, but we could definitely have something there. So let me just make sure it's all... Let me go to my channel, make sure this is actually live streaming. Yeah, there it is. But oh my gosh, that thumbnail. Let me is there any way to change that thumbnail? Oh, maybe there is. Maybe there is. And let me see if I can't change it before we begin. Also, it gives people a chance to actually show up if they want to show up. You know, everyone might have already watched the live stream, and maybe I am on my own for all I know. But there we go. That should fix it all so that... Yep, there we go. So anyway, I'm going to be watching the event. I've got my forgive the mess in the background. This is probably going to take like an hour long. One of the advantages to having it already recorded, I guess I can pause and make comments. So let's go over here and let's do this event. And we will see what MoviePass has to say. Oh, I cannot believe it. I am not subscribed to MoviePass. So let's subscribe to MoviePass. Let's do the music. So I haven't done one of these in a live stream of these in a long time, but apparently the event was 43 minutes and 15 seconds. Actually, here's one of the advantages. We can kind of... Okay, there, we can skip the first 3 minutes. Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. I hope I don't get copyright flagged for this.
No man now. Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. Lot of sun. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me.
Oh, these might all be... Because that's right, they're making another Spider-Man movie. And that Doctor Strange is from Spider-Man. Really great. I'm really looking forward to Top Gun 2. I'm more and more excited about Lightyear. Hopefully Disney will keep it in theaters. Actually, I suspect they will. I should probably make a video on why I believe that was in theaters. I'm actually thinking Death on the Nile on Sunday. In theaters where we belong. That is true. It's nice to be home. Absolutely. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Stacy Spikes.
Let's see what MoviePass 2.0 is all about. Stacy! Are people just not clapping? Is there something wrong with the audio? Something wrong with the audio here?
I'm going to break it up into three.
Okay, I guess there was something wrong with the
To
audio.
be here, and
All right.
we have so much fun stuff to talk about today.
That's a great start. No
I'm going to
offense.
break it up into three different parts.
All right.
So first we're going to talk about
This guy's
basically
cool,
what had
by the
happened.
way. This guy ran MoviePass good.
then we're going to talk about where we are, and then we're going to talk about where we're going. That
Okay.
sound good?
Sounds good.
Excellent.
Sounds good,
Excellent.
Stacy. Let's do this.
So before we get started, I want to say how honored I am to actually be here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about, some of the things and the inspirations that got us here, but we're in Lincoln Center, and we're having this moment, and it's unbelievable. So let's get started. So once upon a
little
time, back in
nervous,
Startup
but I
Land,
probably would be too,
there were these
to be
two
fair.
entrepreneurs who had this idea, and they wanted to be able to make movie going easier, and they wanted to be able to, get more butts and seats and help people go. And that's
And
me and
disrupt the
Hame,
industry.
if you can't tell, my original co-founder. So as we got started and we started to build it out, and some of you are in the audience with me who helped do that and helped build that and helped make that, MoviePass became this, dare I say, cult following that people really loved and adored. Just the idea took charge.
You have no idea
And
how much
it
of a
was
cult following
inspiring.
it has.
And just like many startups and founders, we got to a point that we had to raise more capital and try and keep the dream going and build it up to the next level.
Yep.
And let's just say the management and the ownership of the company went from these two guys to these two guys. Hey.
Yeah.
And
that wasn't great.
there was a really big difference in the belief of the way the company should go forward and how we should take it to its next level.
And a horrible
And
price
we all
model.
kind of know what happened after that.
Yeah. Well, that's putting it
So
mildly.
the reason we're here today, that's all behind us, is actually to talk about something new and arise. So thank you for being here today at this moment. It really means something.
Well, I'm glad I could be here in some way. I'm sorry I couldn't do it live, but
So I wanted to take a moment, though, actually, to talk a little bit about
think he's
actually
in-
what happened and kind of just not fly over it. There's a couple
Okay.
of things that I want to bring up. A lot of people lost money. A lot of people lost
one.
trust.
yep, I lost money.
There were a lot of people who were hurt
Yeah,
and disappointed.
my dad.
And I was one of those people who was disappointed and hurt too. And if you don't know, at a certain point, right when we started the new deal and the new company, I got fired from the company that I founded, was ousted, and that was a really hard thing to take.
It's never fun losing your job.
Now I'm going to go off on a little tangent here for a moment, but follow me.
Okay.
We ran into something that a lot of diverse founders run into. That's the ability to access capital. And the reason I bring that up is one of the reasons I wanted to help bring this back is to really focus and show that it's important that diverse founders are able to access capital so they too can make their dreams come true.
All right, yeah. I agree. I totally agree.
You had two very seasoned entrepreneurs who knew the game and had been around the block, and that actually, at the end of, in my personal opinion, caused a lot of the problems because we couldn't keep the engine going. And other people just have access to capital like it was nothing. So that was a very big problem. The other thing that...
I'm going to pause and comment on that for a moment. Some of you might be looking at that comment and saying that basically they're blaming the fact that white men, that's not what he's saying at all. That is not even close to what he's saying. What he is saying is that basically he was having a hard time getting capital and he turned the company over to people who had better access getting capital, because like Ted Farnsworth, look, the guy's a scam artist. He is. But Mitch Lowe, they developed successful and not successful companies before. They knew how to get money, and that's why he sold the company to them, because they could get something that he himself could not get. So I just want to make that out that he's not making this a race issue. They just could get more capital. And could they get more capital because they were white? Maybe. I mean, the fact that Ted Farnsworth like basically starts and ends I don't know how many companies, maybe that's a privilege thing, I don't know, but I think his main thing saying that he turned the company over to people who were experiencing getting capital, it just didn't work out. So anyway, let's continue this.
You know, only 3% of capital that is deployed goes to women and minorities, and that has to change in America.
Okay, it's making it a little, but I agree with that, by the way. But you know what I'm saying. He was forced to make a deal with the devil.
One of the things is that the way we look at the world is we spend a lot of money to go to the movies, to support theaters, to do all of these things. Mm-hmm. But that money, when it comes back down in the spirit of entrepreneurship and being able to be part of the solution and create new ideas, it doesn't rain back down the same way. It only goes to a small portion of people. So there's people, if you guys don't know, this is also being live simulcast. You know, we want to be able to push more accountability. So actually, you don't see things that happen to MoviePass happen in the future. So I wanted to kind of take a side note to bring that up, because that is a pressing issue that we all need to address. So thank you for that.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's his experience.
Now, the second point I want to bring up is the issue of the reason I'm so fortunate in Black History Month to be able to be standing on this stage in Lincoln Center is the hard work and sacrifice of so many people that came before us, whether it was through civil rights and other things, for me to be able to be here. And I stand on the shoulders of giants for that to be possible. And I want to make sure that my presence is saying to a little brown boy or a little black girl out there, you too one day can stand here if you fight for your dreams.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
All right. So thank you for letting me do that little tangent. So the biggest thing when I was sitting at home feeling sorry for myself.
A lot of
my
us
wife
were.
was in the audience, and she knows. She got a firsthand look. There were certain points she's like, you have to go do something. You can't just sit here. And I was like, but why? I'm going to start a business, and they're just going to steal it from me. But it was the fans who actually really kept the dream alive. You guys really kept the dream alive. There were times where I just kept reading, will it come back? Can it come back? We hope it comes back. I loved it. It changed my life. I was, you know, the feedback that you had was amazing. And so I want to show you, this is a TikTok video that actually just came out a few months ago.
This video's gonna get
So
copyright
people were
claimed, isn't
posting
it?
things like this. You'd see arguments in the Reddit chat rooms. People were saying, yeah, I went to 900 movies, and other was, you were the one who put MoviePass out of business.
No, he didn't.
Online, and so it was just really good to see the spirit of people wanting it. And I have to tell you, when the way this all went down. So there is, if you haven't heard, there is a documentary film crew who's making a movie on MoviePass. Right?
I'm so looking forward to that.
And so the producer called me up and said, hey, I heard that MoviePass is still available and nobody bought it out of bankruptcy. And I said, what are you talking about? And that was Scott. I told Scott today is all his fault, by the way. And so I called up the bankruptcy attorneys and I said, is it true that no one bought MoviePass? And they're like, yeah. And so we bidded on it, and we had to wait for 21 days. I don't think I slept for those 21 days. And lo and behold, the judge granted our motion. And the impossible happened. And so, but there is no way that wouldn't have happened if you guys weren't there. So one of the things that we were trying to figure out as we unroll this and come back, we've been looking at this from a different point of view. Can we do this as a cooperative, that we rebuild MoviePass from the first time as a company that is built by its fan base, that we are actually the business, that we become a body like a co-op that actually buys tickets in the marketplace and works from that point of view. And so we want to be able to allow you to be our owners. We want to do it a little bit differently this time. We believe that you believe better than some VCs might believe, and because of your passion and your spirit.
So that's an interesting thing he's going on about, because oh, hey Matthew, how you doing? That's a very interesting thing that he's saying, because right now, you know, the Redditors saved AMC and GameStop, and well, when MoviePass was a publicly traded company under Helios and Matheson, yet the everyday retail traders, people like me, were the ones who were buying the stock and keeping that company afloat, and those people lost a lot of money. So it's an interesting thing he's proposing. I'm not saying it wouldn't work. It probably could, but I'm also a little nervous about your first foot forward being, you know, we want you to be the ones to invest in us and be like a fan, because being a fan-owned company didn't really work out the first time. But let's continue to hear what he has to say. I just think that's an interesting thing he's starting with.
So today, we actually are making a portion of the company available to anybody who wants to be able to invest in it and have ownership in it. And so we're going to make that effective. You'll be able to go on the website and find out more about it, but we're going to do that.
Well, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably gonna invest in the company again. I'm not gonna invest as much as I did last time. I'll probably invest a much smaller portion this time. It'll be a vanity stock, as they call, but I do love MoviePass. MoviePass changed my life. It certainly helped this channel, so I will probably be investing in MoviePass again. I'm not saying you should. This is not financial advice. This is just what I'm going to do because I love MoviePass. But, you know, if you're... I mean, there's other things I would recommend you invest in before MoviePass if you're looking to make money. But me, personally, as a fan of MoviePass and someone who really wants to see this go through, I will probably invest in MoviePass again. And that then gives me another vested interest to keep making MoviePass videos for you guys. Let's continue.
So in addition to that, there's going to be plenty of benefits for owners and members, and one of those levels is actually going to be a lifetime membership to MoviePass. So.
Okay, yeah. Okay, what level do I got to invest to get that? Because I would love
Getting
that.
water. So.
Okay, yeah. Good time to do that.
All right. Thanks. You guys are great. This is fun. Okay.
I think he's in an AMC.
So, the basically going from where we were, where we are, and where we're going to go.
Okay, so let me say something before we continue. So, again, I'm watching this stone cold for the first time. I did not read any articles. Technically, this thing streamed 6 hours ago, but I was at Wicked. I was at Wicked with the wife, so I could not stream this live. This is going to be very interesting because, you know, I expected it to be more about the business side of what MoviePass is going to be going forward. But now that he is officially pitching this as like a fan-owned company in a sense, now my view of this is going to be a little different. Now he has to put forward what sounds like a legitimate and very good business proposal. So I already anticipate we will not see a $9.99 announcement. Let's see if he can actually... I'm probably going to buy into MoviePass just as a vanity thing, but let's see if Stacy Spikes, the man Stacy Spikes, can convince you and me that he's got a business model going forward. Let's continue.
I want to give you some stats about what you guys did and how you behaved and where you went and all of that fun stuff.
Okay.
So you grew to 3 million users.
Yeah,
You
because
saw 50 million movies in a single year.
no wonder they went out of business so fast.
You went to 4,000 different theaters. And in a single year, you became 4% of the entire market. Give yourselves a hand.
Yeah, that's why AMC and Regal all
In 2018,
launched plans.
the market lifted a total of 6% overall just off of the behavior of MoviePass customers. So what was really interesting when we got the data back and we started to look at it was the impact. Now, we didn't move the needle on Spider-Man or Star Wars or anything like that. We weren't going.
No.
But we
Okay, so let me mention right now. So, of these movies, I use my MoviePass to see all of these. I use my MoviePass to see all of these, and I liked all of them, except for Love, Simon. I actually don't think I liked Love, Simon very much for some reason, but I did like all of these. So yeah, I use my MoviePass for all of these. Just want to mention that.
we found a huge impact in specialty, independent, and Oscar contenders. And some of these titles you actually can see here.
Right.
And the traffic that we drove to independent and art house theaters was very significant. This graph that you see behind me shows a spike of where the MoviePass behavior went above the average of the rest of the market. That's the power of what you guys were able to do towards the box office. Quite amazing. If you looked at MoviePass as if it was an exhibitor across the entire nation in that year, we would rank number 3 if we were a virtual exhibitor.
For specialty, independent, and Oscar contenders.
If you took the number 1 market, New York, we would be the second largest exhibitor in that market. And if you also took the New York market, we were number 1 in all sales for Won't You Be My Neighbor.
Great movie. In fact, here's a fun fact. Funny that you should mention Won't You Be My Neighbor. Because me and my wife went with a couple friends to see Won't You Be My Neighbor, and they signed up for MoviePass, and that was their first movie they used their MoviePass on. So I can believe that. And I think I know where he's going with this, with the independent thing, because clearly right now at the box office, movies like Spider-Man and Scream don't need a MoviePass. But things like Belfast and West Side Story, they probably could use a bit of a MoviePass boost, and that's... I think I know where he's going with this. I think he's going to be pitching MoviePass as something that independent theaters would want to sign up for, not necessarily AMC or Regal. I think those theaters are pretty much lost because of their own subscription services.
Almost 55% of ticket sales for Won't You Be My Neighbor came through MoviePass. It's crazy, right?
That's
Amazing.
not a number that an independent studio would ignore.
What do we do for a second act, right? How are we going to come back?
And how do you
are we
make
gonna
this
bigger,
profitable?
better, stronger, faster?
Yeah.
So we sat down and we started to think. Now, there's some complaints. Many of you know, because of COVID, we all hear, is movies doomed?
No, they're
Are they
not doomed.
over?
No, they're not.
I don't know about you, but I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Spider-Man proved that. Scream proved that.
So we were asking ourselves, well, why is it that people constantly are comparing movies and saying, it's the end?
Because they've
When
been
you
doing it
think
for
of
60
sports,
years.
The live event is the game, right?
Yeah.
When you think of music, the live event is the concert. And when you think of movie going, the live event is cinema. And so a lot of times people correlate movie going as a form of distribution when actually it's a live event. And did you know that movie going is the number 1 out-of-home entertainment activity in the world?
Yep.
Worldwide. And a lot of people don't realize that. More than sporting events, amusement parks combined, movie going is number 1 in the world. Movie going is not going anywhere. Cinema is not going anywhere.
No, it's not.
So we were thinking big, and we thought, we're really going to think big. According to our data, we realize that if 30% of moviegoers became subscribers like we did almost in a single year, we could double the annual revenue and attendance of the overall movie industry.
Yep. I think there's a reason it's called a moonshot, but continue.
So we got a bit of a moonshot that we want to throw out. And this is not just for us, but this would be for the entire industry. Our moonshot is to get to 30% by 2030. If we start to become a strong enough subscription base, now studios don't have to worry, are they going to come? Will they be there? Because we found that when people join MoviePass, they increase their behavior anywhere from 100 to 144%, and they go more often.
Yes.
So that's our moonshot. Our challenge to the industry is we'd like to see us get by 2030 to 30%. Will you guys help us do that?
I most likely will help, but we do need to figure out what the price for this is.
We don't need millions of people to start. We just need 300. So thank you for being here. All right.
Okay.
So our other big goal and a big idea was we wanted to be able to build the first end-to-end cinematic marketplace.
Okay.
So what does that mean? Right now, there's something built for studios, and there's something built for theaters. But there's nothing built for us that we actually are the center of. We want to be able to help software solve that problem and be able to bring us all together more efficiently.
Okay.
And we want to build that with Web3 technologies. And that's our vision of the future. So the big thing that everybody said to us was, hey, there are these other exhibitors since you've been gone, theater chains. And those theater chains, while you were gone, have these subscription services that are now more effective, and they're up and they're running. So what are you going to do about that?
And I have all three of them because I'm insane.
So we thought about it, and there's something that we noticed. If it benefits one theater chain, it's really a loyalty program.
Right.
But if it benefits the entire market, then what you actually have is a marketplace. Our goal is to create a marketplace where all theaters, all movies, all titles, all parts of the market benefit. And that's very important to us. We can't outbeat them in what they're doing for their own particular circuit.
This is true.
So we didn't want to take our own word for it. We actually ran a poll nationwide. We asked, how many people, if prices were basically the same, would want the ability to go to all theaters and have a subscription plan that benefited that? 75% of people said this is what they would prefer. So we think we have a chance in the market.
Okay.
All right.
So this is $25 then?
So now you're asking, well, when am I going to be able to sign up for MoviePass?
And what's it going to cost? That's kind of the big question, really.
This summer.
Okay. Happy about the summer. Just when all the
So we are
superhero
coming.
movies come out.
A lot of our engineers are here and also watching online, and they are working very hard, and I'm going to show you some of the things, not only that they're working, but some things that are coming of the new and improved MoviePass and how it's different.
Okay.
But I really want to give it up to our engineering team. The engineering team has also been the same engineering team that was our original founding engineering team. So if you guys could give them a hand, please do.
Okay, hopefully you won't make us take pictures of tickets anymore, though. No one really liked that. I know that wasn't him. That was Mitch
Been
Lowe.
to hell and back.
Whatever. I had to say something.
So, before I give you some of the details about that, we actually did, so my partner on this tour of duty, her name is Gretchen, and Gretchen comes from the theater side of the business.
Okay.
And so we started doing a listening tour where when we knew we had MoviePass back, we contacted studios, we contacted theaters, we contacted members, and we started having a conversation. And we took everything that they were saying and put it in a box and said, okay, what does everybody want? What did they not have from the first MoviePass? and what do they want from the new MoviePass.
Aside from literally free movies.
Studios wanted to be able to talk to you directly and market to you directly. They want to be able to have a better line of communication with you. That was one thing that we noticed.
Right.
They want to be able to know, well, this person comes to see every James Bond. Let's give them something good for supporting us and get them back early. And then this person never comes. How do we convince them to come and see this movie? Right? And if we have this art house title, how do we get that person to be able to try it? And what we found was people didn't see MoviePass as a discount. They saw it as a discovery tool, right? There's those titles that they said, well, I got my MoviePass. Let me go check it out.
Right, because it didn't cost anything, basically.
Did anybody see Drive My Car yet?
Ah,
Isn't it great?
Tuesday.
That's an example of
Seen
one of
it
those
Tuesday.
movies that you go out and you try something new. And so there's those titles that you're going to give a chance because it's like, hey, I'm going to go give them a try. So that's what we heard from the studios. The theaters said, I want to be able to market to them directly. I want to be able to promote different off-peak hours. I want to be able to promote different prices to them. I want to be able to offer them concessions. I want to be able to do things that will get them to come to my theater on times when I'm not busy.
No, I just want to add. I don't know where he's going, what he's going to say next. But I just want to add. Technically, they can do that now with their own subscription services. Like I'm a big MoviePass fan. Want this to succeed. Got to be fair and critical too, though. I mean, this ended in spectacular fashion. So let's see what his solution to that is.
So these were some of the things that we heard from people. So can I show you guys some of the new things that are coming?
Yes, please do. Please
All right.
do. I wish the audience was a little
So
bit more
first off-
enthusiastic.
We're going to introduce that we're going to have virtual currency in the system. Now, what that means is you're going to have credits, and those credits you're going to be able to use in in different ways. And that was one of the things that the theaters said, hey, I'm a little guy.
I'm assuming he's not talking about cryptocurrency. Let me check the chat real quick. Oh, hey, little roller scratcher. How much is it going to cost? Yeah, that's... You know, guys, let's... Tell me what you think the virtual credits... I did not see that coming. Virtual currency. Like, what the heck? Okay, let me give him a chance. Like, that sounds weird. We're already on a weird feeling, but let's give this a chance.
I want to be able to get them to come to my theater. So I want to be able to offer them things and be able to do that. So the credit system adds a marketplace that they're going to be able to compete. The second thing is
I don't know if
these credits are going to roll over. So if you didn't go 1 month or you underused them, you're going to be able to roll those over
Well,
and use
whatever
those
it is,
credits
I'm
as
glad
well.
that it rolls over.
The third thing
What do they do?
is you're going to be able to bring a friend.
Okay, positive.
So you're going to the movies, and you've got your credits, and you say, hey, I want to bring a friend. And before, the MoviePass that we had, it was one person. You couldn't bring a friend. You couldn't do it with anybody else. So that was a thing that we heard from you as a consumer, that you wanted to be able to bring somebody. So we're really excited about that.
Okay.
Then you're going to be able to make your credits tradable. So part of the Web3 universe that we're talking about is maybe I haven't gone in a month or two, and I might want to transfer some of my credits to you. So, you know, if grandma hasn't gone and she hasn't used some of her credits, you're going to be able to do that. There's the dev team's still working on some of the details of that, but that is something that's going to be part of it.
Oh.
And last part is we're going to have tiered plans.
Okay, tiered
So
plans,
the
I
tiered
understand.
plans are going to be able to allow you to come in at a place that you feel more comfortable with. What we saw was $10 was a really good starting point for a lot of people who said, I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. I don't know how much I'm going to go.
Right.
And other people were at higher levels and saying, yeah, I want more. Well, the tiered system is going to let different people play at different levels.
Okay.
And so we're excited to have that as well. These are the new features that are coming in the new MoviePass.
Okay, so I'm just going to say this right now. right now, the tiered plan, and to a certain extent, bring a friend. These are the only things I really understand right now. These are the only things I really understand. I don't know what's the virtual currency. How's that work? Like, let me go back to this. What's the virtual currency? How's that work? Rollover credits? Okay, I know what that sounds like, but what's a credit and what's tradable? So right now, I have to be honest. I understand 2 of these 5 things. 2. That's not super comforting. I'm going to be honest, although the tiered plans was very much expected. Let's continue.
Can I show you some slides of it?
Yes, please do. I need to see what this looks like.
All right.
Is Web3 a blockchain
debating
technology?
whether
It
we should
probably
show
is.
anything. It's been in beta for a while, and I'm going to show you some of the different pieces of it.
Okay.
So these are actual screenshots, actually from my phone. And what you'll notice is
and parallel mothers.
there's actually credits and credits. So you're going to have peak and off-peak times that you're going to be able to use the credits differently. So now, when you have your total number of credits, you're going to be able to say, well, you know what? I want to use fewer credits on that. But you might say, it's Friday or Saturday night. I want to use more. And the theaters are going to be able to promote different things on their peak and off-peak times.
Oh, that
This
makes a
actually
lot
just
more
shows
sense.
you part of the flow.
I think I know where he's going with
We
this.
currently have it where we've been testing it offline that we haven't plugged into the API. And
Okay,
so
let's
we can use the card and be able to do it that way.
okay. I think I know how this works now. Okay, so you're probably gonna pay a certain amount of credits for this. See, you have this. He has 24 credits, and if he selects 2 or 4 p.m., it'll use 2 of the 24 credits. But if he wants to see it later, where it's going to be more in demand, it's going to take 3. Or if he goes to this particular theater, it's going to cost him 10. That could be a very genius thing to do. In fact, I could even see this where this could really, like, make movies more valuable if they're in the theaters longer. Like, can you imagine? Like, here's a thought process, and maybe I'm seeing it differently. Maybe you will see it as something else. But let's say MoviePass was out for Spider-Man No Way Home. Well, it's a high-in-demand movie. Everyone wants to see it. What if it costs 20 unit credits to watch Spider-Man for opening weekend? Well, that's a lot of credits. So maybe you either pay out of pocket or you use one of your alternative subscription services and you save those credits for 2 weeks later, and then you can see it later. I think I'm okay. I wasn't sure what it was. And yes, you can transfer them. And yeah, if you don't use so many credits, you can transfer to a friend. And they roll over. So if you don't see a movie that month, if you don't use any credits, those credits roll over. So it doesn't matter if you're paying for that month and you're not using it. Those credits will roll over. I think I'm understanding where he's going with this. Okay, I'm getting excited again, folks. Let's get back to this.
So that's a first look into the new app that's already up and running.
And I like how it looks very similar to the old app, like very nostalgic, if you will.
All right. So this is where things really start to get interesting.
Oh, really? Okay, because I'm getting excited. I've missed MoviePass.
We've always offered inside of MoviePass all theaters. Okay?
Yeah.
And then right towards the end, we were starting to partner with theaters. And those theaters, again, had a certain advantage because if you remember, there was the card system where you had to leave your house, go down to the theater, and you had to go to you hoped it wasn't sold out and you'd swipe your card.
Right.
Remember? And then we added partnering theaters, and those theaters, you could actually select your seat before you left your house.
Right.
Okay? So we're bringing that back where partnering theaters will be able to partner. And there's some examples, but I want to show you some data. Watch this. This is an example of a theater circuit that before they integrated with our API, now they're already in our system. You can see what was happening where people were going.
So this graph right here, this does not surprise me. This is the sales pitch for a locally owned theater. So they have this data. They know what difference they made for these small run-of-the-mill theaters, mom and pop shop owned. This is a good pitch. So this pretty much confirms what I suspected. He's not trying to sell MoviePass to an AMC or Regal. He's trying to sell this to Lemley or to the South Coast Plaza or well, geez, they don't have that cheap theater in Huntington Beach anymore, but that's where he's trying to sell it.
What we found was every time a theater plugged into our API, you can see the type of change that happened to attendance of people going to their theater. It drove new traffic anywhere from 30 to 40% higher when they integrated with the MoviePass API. So we said, okay, we're going to bring all of that back, but now we're going to let the theater even, like I said, offer things to you and be able to promote and drive traffic to you. So for example, let's say I've been going to a theater for a while, but all of a sudden I start to drift and go to something else. That theater could actually promote and actually draw me back and offer things to me, be able to get me back. They could never do that before in the old app. There was no way, there was no integration. They didn't see any of that.
Okay.
That's going to come.
Okay, so that's a
Please
good
give it up for our engineering team for all of the
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not? That was a good idea. It's a very good idea. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I still like the idea of saying to your partnered theaters, hey, one of the things you can do if people buy the tickets through our app and then they buy snacks, give them 15% off. They are almost certainly going to buy snacks through the app, and then that 15% you could give to us, and that could be an additional mutually beneficial revenue source for both the theaters and MoviePass. I'm just going to throw that out there. I always thought that would have been like the ideal solution for MoviePass wanting to get some of that concession money.
So starting today, any circuit that wants to be part of this partnering system, they can go to MoviePass.com and they can actually start filling out the forms. There is no charge to be able to be a partnering theater. It is free to be able to integrate with us. We pick up all of that cost, but they're going to be able to do that.
For now.
So can I show you guys
That will
some
almost
of the new
certainly change
theaters
if this
that
is
are coming
successful.
up? People think of theaters as old and run down, and so this is a Sinopolis that's in Texas. Yeah,
I'm okay
Carl
with
knows that one.
I'm okay with Sinopolis.
Flicks Brew House. Look at these theaters.
Oh, that's a
These
neat
are
one.
gorgeous. Look at this one.
Oh,
Museum of Moving Image. Warehouse Cinemas. Brand new circuit with our friend Brian is Look Cinemas.
Dine-in.
All of those in Texas. We know Alamo Draft House, and the new one here in
They
Brooklyn.
suspended their subscription service, so.
And my favorite that I still go to all the time is Angelica. I'm always in screen 3 or 4 on a Saturday about 5 o'clock. Sounds like you are too. Okay, so that's where we've been and where we are. So now we want to talk about where we're going. This second part to the second act.
Okay.
So what we realize is in order to make MoviePass relevant for this new phase, we need to build it in Web3. Web3 gives you more power to your own data, gives you more control, it gives you more freedom, and it takes the middleman out versus people selling your data and giving away information for you to have access to things. We're going to empower that happens directly to you.
I have to do some
So I want to
research on
talk
what
to you
Web3 really
about
is.
something we've been working on for a while that we're very excited about, which is called pre-show.
Okay,
So,
okay, pre-show.
How many of you know about pre-show?
I am familiar
Okay.
with pre-show. Admittingly, this sounds creepy, but let's see
By
where
the way,
we're
I
going.
wanted to ask this earlier before I go into this. How many of you are MoviePass members?
Obviously. 4 times over.
How many of you still have your MoviePass card?
I do.
It's great.
I do.
I held on to mine too. So, all right. So we all love. I'll speak for myself for a second. I love product placement in movies. I love the cars. I love the watches. I love the clothes. I'm that person that I sometimes have a notepad and I'm writing down, is that Hugo Boss? And I'm on the computer trying to figure out what suit is he wearing. I'm that guy.
I don't know anyone like that. No offense.
One of the things is, believe it or not, Madison Avenue spends $11 billion a year in product placement.
I believe it.
So if the box office is $11 billion a year and product placement is $11 billion a year, don't you think it makes more sense that they just spend that money with us instead of needing to try and get to us? Maybe they could just speak to us directly. So pre-show, the concept that we had was, why are we trying to have them go and spend third party to get to our attention? Maybe what we could do is, let me watch that content and you could cover the cost of the ticket because you're spending advertising dollars someplace else. So it's a way to close that loop and make it far more efficient of a system.
So basically, with pre-show, they advertise something to you, you watch the ad, and then you get a free movie ticket. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, a $10, $15 eyeball view is probably cheaper than a Times Square billboard. Maybe.
Here's some other examples of this. So if you haven't seen it, I'd like to show you a little bit about pre-show, and I want to do a live demo for you. Can I do that?
Yep, sure.
Great.
Show us how this works.
Let me come over here and do this.
Show us how this works.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
It's not exactly an Apple event, but but also they're rebuilding it. I have to admit, it's been a pretty good presentation so far. I ended up liking the credit system a heck of a lot more than I thought I would.
Getting the screen to come up. So the premise is, all right, perfect. So I'm going to have Mark hold this while so I could go in. So
why is
inside
he wearing
of
that
your
earpiece
MoviePass,
at this point?
you're going to be able to go in and you're going to be able to see a movie that you are interested in seeing. But let's say I want to be able to get extra credits, earn extra credits for that film, or I maybe even want to be able to see it for free. And the advertisers have put a pre-show together, not unlike what you normally would see when you go into a movie theater, but this is customized for you.
All right.
So I'm going to go in.
Watch for 5,000
So part
points.
of the direction that we're doing from a Web3 perspective is this is happening only on your phone, uniquely to you, and the credits that earn are your credits that go into your virtual wallet that you get to spend. So it's your own money.
Okay.
Now, what's cool about this is your phone, your device.
Now, I can see that being useful if you want to, like, maybe spend on a lower tier, but you need more credits to see an extra movie that you maybe didn't plan for. So I could see how this would be an interesting way to substitute. So, yeah, okay, let's continue.
It uses your own facial detection. It doesn't go to the cloud. Nobody goes through anything other than you and your information and yours. And you opt in to do it on your own. So what it does is it basically creates a transaction between you and the brand. So I'm going to come here, and as I'm looking at it, it's playing back.
Okay.
But if I stopped and I'm not paying attention to it, it actually pauses the content. So
That's not
we had
creepy
an
at all.
earlier version of this where you know what happened. People put the phone down, left, didn't pay any attention to it.
Yeah.
And it would be right now 70% of advertising, video advertising, is unseen.
Right.
So this is a way that the advertiser's getting the impact they're looking for, but you're also getting the impact yourself. So I'm going to keep watching this. It's a short spot, but there'll be different lengths and according to the brand. So when I see something like a James Bond, it's got Hugo
that a
Boss suits,
driverless
Aston
car?
Martin car, Land Rover. You know, there's tons of brands in there. Well, I
Nope.
could interact
This is the thing
with
that
those
Uber
brands.
wanted to make.
And this is Zeus, and they're a driverless taxi service. So Zeus could offer
Nope.
me a ride, and they could offer me additional points if I actually go and take a ride.
Good luck, Zooks.
That'll all be able to happen in the app.
Good luck
So
getting
let's
that
go
to
play
work.
through.
That's not a
And it
knock on
tells me I've
Stacy, by the
completed
way.
pre-show.
It's okay. You
Thanks,
Please, I
Mark.
think-
And we can go back. So it tells me I've completed the pre-show, and now that digital currency comes to me. So that's part of the Web3 that we've been focused on, is being able to get the middleman out that is
This
your
is going to be a
direct benefit.
marketer's dream.
So we're
come
excited to
true.
be able to show you guys this. Thank you. All right.
There might even be a free tier of
There's one
MoviePass
more
with
thing that I wanted to talk about before we end. I let you go. So part of that thank you that we talked about earlier is that commitment that people had, being able to stick it out, and that you appreciated a brand, and so many of you defended us when we were online, and just watching the community
I got
and how
annoying.
people reacted was just amazing.
I got annoying.
So what we wanted to be able to do, to those of you who showed up today and supported us again and being able to come out, and you're the early adopters, I want to deputize you all and turn you into beta users and have you be the first ones to be able to test the app for a whole year for free.
Oh. Stacy, can I get it, please? I promise I will make videos about it. Please, let me be a beta tester. I would love that.
So there's responsibilities that go with that. That means we're going to be looking for your feedback. We're going to be looking for
get
your
it.
ideas.
You'll get 'em.
Everybody who came and your QR code got scanned, you're already in the system. And we just wanted to show you a form of our appreciation that you came out and you were so willing to support us. So thank you very much for that.
Oh, yeah. Stacy, please.
So
Oh, man.
some point
I really
during
wish
the
I could've
summer,
gone here
you're
now.
going to get emails to give you some timing around when that's going to happen. We'll pull you in first. Like I said, start to give us actual feedback. We'll create a feedback loop. If you find bugs, if you find things. So we're going to put you to work. Don't think it's all free. But
Well, I mean, I've been making
but
these videos
the,
free.
we just love
what else
getting
new?
your thoughts and ideas and things that you're going to suggest that we might do, or things that feel bumpy. Look, we're going to make mistakes, right? We're not going to get it right out of the box. It's going to be trial and error. But if you guys can help us build a marketplace, we really think we can take this places, because it bugs me how people talk about the end of the movie industry. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's the greatest thing on earth. So
pretty darn close.
I want to thank you all for being here today. I want to thank you for coming out. And I appreciate your continued support. And thank you for being here today. Thank you.
Okay, so... Ooh, let's, okay, now this is interesting. I don't know why the comments are turned off. I don't like it when comments are turned off. I'm going to be perfectly blunt about that, but, yeah, I'll give it a like. I thought that was a pretty good presentation. Now, there's still some questions. I'm not going to lie, the pre-show thing has always been, like, a little creepy, but I understand why it's there, and if they can actually integrate that with MoviePass, I could see, because one of the original ideas with MoviePass was that you could actually sell the data, and you could create like a direct link with the customer between company, advertisers, and moviegoers, and that's where they were going to make their money through the data. And the data ended up being worthless by the way that they collected it. But apparently it wasn't completely useless, because Stacy Spikes, who again, I am willing to give the benefit of the doubt. This guy is much better than Ted Farnsworth. And he's better than Mitch Lowe too. And I'm still a Mitch Lowe apologist sometimes. I think Lowe could... There's a part of me that wants to believe that Lowe could have been a great MoviePass CEO, and he just was never able to be one. Maybe. So, I don't know, but yeah, so I liked it. The credit system I'm actually liking more and more. I can actually see having different tiers where you get so many credits, and then like there's ways that you can allocate them. And yeah, if MoviePass can drive people to movies that have been around later, then yeah, charge 20 credits for the next Doctor Strange movie. But that would drive some MoviePass users to maybe see like a Licorice Pizza or a Belfast or something like that. I could see that potentially being a good thing and being able to gift those credits and having those credits roll over. I know people who might actually give MoviePass a chance because their biggest concern with signing up with AMC and Regal is that they don't want to pay for a month that they don't use. And if this works the way I think it's going to, they will always be paying for something that they will eventually use. And by the way, Stacey, me and my wife will totally volunteer to be a beta tester. I've got 5 MoviePass cards. Which one do you want? I'm going to send you the one that's in the worst condition. The one that's in the best condition, I'm going to keep framed. But anyway, so I am cautiously optimistic. And one thing that's really exciting, it gives me MoviePass videos to make again. I have missed making MoviePass videos. Let me check the comments real quick before I log off, see if there are anything that I should really respond to. We've almost got an hour. Let's see here. At least in NYC, we have Alamo's season pass. Yeah, but Alamo did pause there, so some people might not be able to use it. Nancy says this has to be a meme, right? No, you got paid for it, the app. Jose says, I feel like this really might work. Low Roller Scratcher said MoviePass is metaverse. I don't think, no, it's not a metaverse. Metaverse is completely different. Metaverse is very, very scary, by the way. So the only thing that we really did not find out, unfortunately, is how much this thing is going to cost. Unfortunately, that information really did not come about. Now, I might be making a later video. Let me move over here just so I'm a little bit brighter. And I might break down some of the things that came up, what I think about some of these potential ideas. So, we've got some MoviePass videos to make. Now, will MoviePass succeed? I don't know. That is going to be a little bit... In fact, before we go, and to try to get to an hour, let's go to the MoviePass website. So, there's a live stream, investment opportunities. Let's look at the investment opportunities and see what he was talking about. I'm going to... I will join the second act. Who brought in venture from the company. So, end-to-end technology, subscription model, and eager audience. Join the wait list. Okay, I'm going to join the wait list. You're not going to see my email. Well, I mean, I guess it's not a secret. It's greatmediauniverse@gmail.com. That's where you can send me email, by the way. So, okay, they sent me an email. Updates will be sent to the address. So, yeah. I am not saying you should invest in MoviePass. But I'm curious because I've always believed in my heart that MoviePass could work. I even believed it could kind of work at the $10, but I was a little bit more naive. Now that I'm older, now that I'm wiser, now that I've got a, $50,000 or more worth of stocks and investments, I think I'm in a better position to judge this. So this could potentially work. But we're going to have to wait and see. So I would love to know what all of you think about this. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. Share this video. And Stacy, if you're watching, please, me and my wife, we will so totally be part of the beta testers. I know we couldn't be at the event, and I couldn't even live react to the event, but we would so totally do that. So, anyway, that'll be interesting. By the way, I was going to upload a video today, which had like cartoon me and everything. That's been delayed to Monday. It's about the Oscars. Tune in for that. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.